What is LeBron trying to say here, Stephen A?
Well, LeBron's trying to basically say that, you know what, the future of the Miami Heat is on the verge of being, you know, changed significantly. He may very well be gone. That's what I'm hearing. We all know that he's in South Beach because of Dwyane Wade. We all understand that Dwyane Wade is not 100% healthy, and I think that what you're hearing from LeBron James is a little bit of demoralization kick in.
Yep.
Dwyane Wade has had these problems now for the last 2 years. And one of the things that goes relatively unnoticed because he's a physical freak of nature is the amount of burden it puts on the shoulders of LeBron James, who is being asked by the Miami Heat to do everything. There are nights when I look and I can't believe LeBron is in the lineup because of the minutes he plays, because of how hard he plays, because of all the responsibilities on his shoulders. And this guy, more than 95% of the time, is there and ready to go. And you do get to a point where it does become a bit demoralizing because when Dwyane Wade can play, you want him in the lineup. But he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. And it's incredibly tough to capture a rhythm. And if you're LeBron in the Miami Heat, it's tough because you owe D-Wade everything. This franchise is what it is because of D-Wade. D-Wade delivered its first championship in 2006. D-Wade is the reason they have 2 other championships, and they've been to 3 straight NBA Finals because if it wasn't for D-Wade, LeBron James wouldn't be in South Beach. And so you know what you owe him. You know the class person that he is and what he's done for his teammates and LeBron. But at the same time, you really, really need him on the floor in order to take some of that burden off. And if it's not going to be that way, then you're looking for light at the end of the tunnel. If the end of the tunnel is just this season, there's still light because you know you can make it. But if you're approaching impending free agency, then where is the light at the end of this tunnel? If you're LeBron James and your mission is to play with D-Wade, you have to start asking yourself, the Tim Grovers of the world and others that have been working with D-Wade, the Miami Heat staff, and they've been working with D-Wade, if you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you can get to a point where you're asking yourself, is this ever going to get better? And if that answer is questionable at best, then that's not a good position for somebody like LeBron to be in.
Do I ever hear you? You realize last night, if Rondo had given Boston anything and he gave them virtually nothing, I think Boston would have won that game at Miami, and your stat that you read to start this question would have been even worse. Yep. Just let me say that as a huge fan of Dwyane Wade, as you well know, I find this development troubling and potentially very sad. I'm hearing he has a significant knee issue. Now, when Dwyane was right, when we've seen him play this year, I've seen flashes of the old Dwyane, of greatness.
That shooting percentage, or shooting 54% from the field.
But he just can't keep it up. So now Tim Grover is back in Miami trying to get him back on his feet again. But as I said yesterday, I'm not sure surgery is even the answer here because there's not much left in there. I'm not sure it can fix it. I'm not sure anyone can do much except Tim Grover try to get him to be the best he can be, and maybe we can see Flash be Flash again when it's time in the playoffs. As you keep pointing out, Indiana just keeps coming and coming and coming, and it's hard now watching this Heat team to say, wow, that they can get it back together. I'm not sure they can get it back together because I'm not sure he can get it back together. This is a very sad development because you might be seeing the end of Dwyane Wade's career here flash before your very eyes.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely plausible. There's no doubt. But you have to also remember he can choose to opt out. He doesn't have to. He can choose to stay in and collect his money. He's still owed over $20-something million. But the point is that LeBron, this is a guy that age 17 was the chosen one. He's been in the spotlight all his life. LeBron is a highly intelligent man. This is not a guy that's just saying something for no reason. He knows what he's doing. And if those kind of words come out of his mouth, it's either calculating or, in this particular case, exasperation. There's no way to hide from it
I like
anymore.
your demoralization.
It's like, exasperation and demoralization kicks in because you're like, what else can we say? There's nothing we can do. I know that when D. Wade is on the court, how great we are. But if he's not here, because he's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it's hard to develop a rhythm. And we hear the footsteps of the Indiana Pacers coming. At the very least, you know enough about the game of basketball, if you're LeBron James, to know you're going to need your A game. A B game.
Yep.
I think we all can agree on this.
Right.
A B game is not going to beat the Indiana Pacers. It's going to require your A game. And how is an A game possible without Dwyane Wade? How is that possible? You can't. There is no such thing as the letter A as in an A game for the Miami Heat without Dwyane Wade.
When we asked this question yesterday, how concerned or how worried were you on a scale of 1 to 10?
And I said 9. I said 9.
That's really sobering in terms of for the Miami Heat to pay attention. Because
Dwyane, when he and I sat down last month for our one-on-one, he hinted and talked about how LeBron James' decision could affect what he decides to do. But I think what people got lost at in the shuffle is that they assumed it could be problematic for him to resign with Miami, or he could elect to leave. What they missed in all of this is that he also left open the possibility of retirement. Dwyane Wade saved and invested his money. His agent extraordinaire, Henry Thomas, knows what he's doing. They have planned accordingly. Dwyane Wade is set. He's comfortable. He's smart. You and I both know if he wanted a job in television, it would be waiting for him tomorrow. There are opportunities that they'll part the seas for this guy, not just because of the player he was, but the class professional that he's been. So he doesn't have to play anymore. And that's what you could potentially be looking at, too, if you're LeBron James in the Miami Heat.